Good evening, everyone, and happy Sunday. Depends on when you're watching this video. Jose J. Garcia, real estate investor, coach, and mentor, with Mark by my side as usual. As always, we're going to carry this on. Special guest for this evening, Mr. Duncan. He is with us. He's in the house. He's going to be talking about mobile homes. Go figure. That's what we're
Yeah.
about. And we're going to talk about the mobile home guys, which is what he's about. So, Duncan, good evening. Happy to have you.
Thank you, sir. Nice to be here. Nice to meet you both. I'm looking forward to nerding out about marketing, specifically about mobile
Sure.
manufactured homes. I'm a gigantic marketing nerd, and right now my focus is pointed at this industry. So, looking forward to it.
Okay, okay. So right away, right there, why mobile homes? More and more guys are getting into this. We know this, but why for you?
Yeah, it was largely just a coincidence. So I had a local production company here in Southwest Florida. We did photo and video and various marketing services for local businesses, and my office was across the hall from a regional homes sales center. I heard them discussing Facebook one morning in one of their like sales meetings, and I poked my head in and I was like, please, dear God, don't ever do that. That's like a horrible idea. Maybe do this instead. I kind of gave him a little bit of direction. And that turned into a really long working relationship, business relationship. It's probably been 4 years now with that office and several of the regional homes offices. And through doing things for them, like running ads, among other things, we saw a problem, right? Like every business, you're solving problems, building better solutions for your clients. And the problem in this industry is, generally speaking, there are a lot of leads. Like we weren't having a hard time generating leads for them at all because everybody's looking for affordable housing for a better living situation to
Mhm.
deal with the economy right now, right? So I was running ads for them, and I could send them 500 leads in a month, just an example. And the problem that presented for them was now they had 500 people to talk to and they had a team of three or four, and
Mhm.
it's not reasonable to expect a small team or even any team of humans to do that effectively at scale. And it just really made sense to lean in and focus, right? From a business perspective, manufactured housing, mobile home businesses, when they
Mhm.
sell something, it's a really large outcome. So that's great from a marketing agency perspective, right? Like the bigger the win, the better we look as a marketing agency, just in the name of transparency, right? And then also that lead volume is just nuts. We were like, look, my business partner and I were like, look, if we can fix this, if we can solve the problem of people having to wade through all of these leads and find
Sure.
like the right people, it would be a winning business, a good problem to solve. So for the past couple of years, we buckled down and have just been focused on this industry specifically.
Interesting. And you said 2 years ago, that's when you kind of entry point?
Yeah, I mean, I've had an agency for, I don't
Sure.
know, let's see, it's probably been 6 years now, 6 or 7. But 2 years ago was really like the start of Benjamin, my business partner, and I deciding to focus specifically on manufactured housing. So,
Got it. Got it. 2 years, 24 months, and you scale rather big. Well, we were
yeah,
just huge, hit the floor running. I mean, that's all, that's what we're about.
yeah.
So tell us about the mobile home guys.
Yeah, so we're a marketing agency effectively. We provide all the services that you might expect, but I guess a good way to frame what we do is that we
Mhm.
don't like to sell individual services. There's a lot of agencies that'll sell email marketing or Facebook ads or Google ads, and they're all great, but the pitch is they don't work well individually. What you need is a system of things working together to
Sure.
actually produce the best quality clients, the best quality leads, and get them as far down the pipeline as humanly possible. So we roll a bunch of different stuff into a package called the Mobile Home Sales Accelerator.
Mhm.
And we've built it, refined it, created it to help sales teams at dealerships and also operators of large portfolios of communities make more sales. Like that's what it's designed for. And obviously, there's still the human element in there. So we offer support and training for the sales team, how you should talk to leads, to prospects to get them down to the community or the dealership. And so there's a little bit of consulting there, but primarily it's that marketing and software component called the Mobile Home Sales Accelerator that we provide. So,
So very IT is what I'm getting here. I mean, you're behind the scenes, putting things together. I mean, now when I think of this here is, I mean, leads are great. It doesn't matter who's needing them. If you can provide the leads, obviously that's a potential up.
Mhm.
But you're more geared towards mobile home dealerships. Is that what I'm
Uh,
gathering here?
yeah, dealerships and communities.
Okay.
I'm gonna say we're probably like 70, 80% dealerships right now,
Sure.
and 20, 30% communities. The difficult part with community owners or developers is that they don't tend to be structured as like a sales team. They don't have like centralized sales or professionally trained salespeople until they get to a certain size.
Mhm.
And the thing that we've created is really best to like feed leads to a team that's ready to sell. So we tend to work more with dealerships than communities, but yes, dealerships is kind of our core clientele.
When you say leads on that, Doc, is how when you I would gather that they're qualified leads, right? Can you explain what makes
Mhm.
that a qualified lead versus just a generic lead that they might buy off a list
Yeah.
from some other, source on the internet?
Absolutely. Happy to walk you through it. So the best way I think for me to kind of explain it is to walk you through the life cycle of like when we generate the lead to the point of sale, if that would make sense. I can kind of break it down for you. Um, so we run paid ads. That's like the top of funnel in marketing speak. Like where the leads come from is paid ads on our clients' Facebook pages, Instagram accounts. And we help them create offers. Like that's very traditional marketing service. It's like, how do you put your stuff together in a way that attracts people, the right kind of people? And there's a lot of nuance in there that we can get into just to touch like briefly on it. A lot of people want to do 25 grand off a new house. It's like, cool. Yeah, it's like a lot of money off. But what that does is it attracts people that are price focused. They're looking for like a cheaper deal, tends to be a less qualified lead. So we help them fix that offer, in ways that we can get into, I'm sure. But we help them fix that front end offer. We run those ads for them, and then we send them to our system, right? So the leads are still coming in as raw leads, and then the magic really happens when they come into our system. First thing that happens, right? If you've been in sales for any amount of time, you've been in business, as you mentioned, for a long time, leads oftentimes just submit their information and then they don't answer when you try and reach out to them, right? It's like the lead comes in, trying to get him to reply takes so much time from the sales team, from the business owner. So all we've done on the front end is automate that process. Lead comes in, our system reaches out, says, "Hey, you said you were interested in XYZ home in this community at this dealership. Let's start the conversation." We do that until the lead responds. Soon as they respond, we send it over to the sales team like blinking red lights. Hey, here's a person with a pulse. So now they don't have to wade through every single raw lead. And the thing that I missed there, every lead that we generate, we ask them qualifying questions as well. So that's like how we do a little bit of that qualification on the front end. We say, look, how soon are you looking to move? What's your monthly budget? Right? Because the monthly budget's a little more important than their total budget, right? And we ask whatever qualifying
Mhm.
questions the community or dealership would like us to ask to for them to decide whether or not that's a qualified lead. We do the job of getting them to reply, and then we hand them to the sales team. So that's kind of like the front end step that happens during business hours. Making sense so far?
Sure.
All right, perfect. So that's in business hours. Outside of business hours, we have an AI that actually talks to every single lead, because like the sales team shouldn't be communicating with leads from 6 p.m. to 9 a.m. or whatever. They got families, lives, but those people still need to be talked to. So we have an AI that talks to all those leads and books appointments with them on the phone so that the team can communicate and do a little more qualification to decide whether or not they should come in. Maybe run them through the pre-qualification, the financing, whatever. And then they come in the next day to booked appointments on their calendar, right? So in business hours, we get the leads to reply. Outside of business hours, that AI handles the entire conversation to a booked appointment, so that none of the leads fall through the cracks, right? So making
Consistency.
yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah.
Consistency, speed to lead, all those things that we know are really important to get your sales team to do. That's always been the challenge of training a sales team.
Mhm.
We're like, yeah, just don't worry about it. Let the system handle it. Um, yeah,
We're going to put a link to your social media as well, any social media that you have, so that anybody who wants to communicate can also reach out to you. But in the whole leads conversion, so now I'm going to pull back a little bit and more
sure.
towards our business. So your target, I think you said 70, 80% is mobile home dealerships, which
Yep.
we've done business with. But what we specialize more, Mark himself, is buying used mobile homes that we can move, transport from point A to point B, put them in communities, of course,
Perfect.
or individual lands sometimes as well. But then what we do is more of a Lonnie Scruggs kind of thing, where we
Hmm.
rehab them, put them back on the market as a rental or rent to own. Where would you come in on something like that to benefit us?
Yeah. So I would ask you a question. Where are your leads coming from now, right? Because any marketer, if they come in and tell you they know what you should do without trying to figure out what your situation is first, would be
Mhm.
lying to you. So what's your biggest lead source right now for your rentals, rent to owns, that kind of thing?
That question for you, Mark.
Most of the people that are going to be beginners in this are going to do it, real simple, kind of low down and dirty. They're going to go Facebook
Hmm.
Marketplace. They're going to go OfferUp. They're going to go Craigslist. They're going to put signs out. They're going to do all the ground and pound things that are just going to come naturally.
Sure.
Um, you know, rolling it where I see the future of this is tapping into exactly what you're talking about is how do we use the tools at hand today to be able to maximize our efforts.
Hmm.
And I think with the developments in AI and other guys doing software integration stuff like you guys are, especially for lead generation to qualified, which is huge.
Hmm.
That's huge. People that have the income, people that live in the area, people that are actively looking to buy now.
Yep.
That's who everybody wants to talk to, right?
Hmm.
The typical life cycle on somebody like Jay and I from the beginning is, hey, we go out, we might do some stuff on our own, watch some YouTube videos. We'll reach out, maybe get a coach, get a mentor, and boom, we pull the trigger on one, talk to somebody, and all of a sudden we own a mobile home.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where the rubber starts meeting the road and reality sets in for a lot of people because as soon as that deal is made, the clock starts ticking, right?
Yep.
So they're worried about holding costs, they're worried about repair costs, they're worried about, you know, whole number of things all at one time. So they're spinning a bunch of plates, right? But the end in mind is what's my exit strategy
Hmm.
and what's the fastest and most effective way and use of my time to be able to get the right people in here to be able to buy, rent to own, whatever it is that I'm looking to do from my investment strategy.
Yeah. Yeah. And realistically, I don't know if you guys or the particular person you're describing even needs as crazy of a system as this to really be effective, right? So all you guys really need, like you said, is an easy exit strategy. And all you need for that is a list of people who are interested in buying mobile homes, right? It's
Right.
not hard to build an email list, especially through paid advertising. You can get emails from local people looking for affordable housing for like $2, $3 a piece, right? And people say, okay, who even opens emails anymore? The majority of our sales as an agency come from emails, right? I get people on an email list and I hit them with testimonials, case studies, et cetera, to sell my high ticket agency thing. If I could sell my tech thing to people in an industry where it's like tech, 10, 15 years behind, the people who are interested in mobile homes can be sold through email as well. So my
Right.
play for you guys, it's like build a list of local interested people that you can shoot communication out to whenever you get a home that's ready for sale. It seems pretty straightforward. And like AI is great. Um, don't get me wrong, like my whole company is AI forward and we like tout ourselves as AI for manufactured housing, but you don't want to overcomplicate something if it doesn't need it, right? So like the thing that we've built that we're using AI to do is like helping process thousands of leads per month for some dealerships. And I don't know if you really need it at the scale that it sounds like you guys are at, or that some of the people are at that are getting started in this journey. They really just need solid basic marketing, list building, email, text campaigns to make sure that people know when houses are available would be like my step one, square one. Um, yeah.
Yeah,
So
you'd be
you can
surprised.
generate leads both in buyers and sellers. I mean, and again, when we focus on different, is a lot of moving parts.
Mm,
It's not as simple as Mark rehabbing and us finding deals, but we connect with park owners, with end buyers, and maybe somebody who has a piece of land they just bought and says there's this junker talking about a mobile home, come and
yeah.
remove it. So
Yep.
trying to scope that out and said almost as the one that's known the most is the one that's going to get the most deals. And that's kind of
Hmm.
what I'm picturing here with you is you're going to be able to blast out some type of whatever server that's going to get all these, I guess, notifications to wherever it is. I'm not going to
Yeah,
dig too deep into exactly how you work, but
sure.
obviously that's what you're creating. So we come to you and say, find us more leads.
Hmm.
Three different ones. One lead is going to be people who want to sell their mobile homes, need to
Hmm.
sell, want to sell for whatever reason. Number two is find us more deals, more leads, maybe with park owners, with other investors, maybe with land deals, that sort
Mm.
of thing. You're able to take this information, put it into your data, and blast it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the way that I would do it, you're talking about a couple different groups of people. You got your investors, park owners, you got buy and sell side leads.
Yeah.
Uh, all you need to do, I can like demystify Facebook advertising real quick. So like all you got to do is show somebody something that they want and give them a very clear and easy way to get it. And if you're looking for people who are trying to get rid of homes for you guys to pick up to start that whole process, it works the same as those bandit signs. It works the same as your marketplace listings when you're running Facebook ads, except you have more control. You have more control and consistency. So on Marketplace, you're going in there and you're making a post. Maybe you're boosting it from your personal account, but they're not giving you all the control to say, I want to show this to everybody in this area for this budget over this amount of time, everywhere that it can show up on Facebook and Instagram. So the way that you do it is you take that same listing and you actually run it as a Facebook ad that says, cash for mobile homes, and you just generate leads through what I would do is paid because that gives you that consistency that you're looking for without having to do all the, boots on the ground, going out there and putting signs and posting things on Marketplace and getting your account shut down because they don't want businesses posting there anyway. There's a lot of things a lot of risk that it takes off the table when you just go through paid. Obviously, there's the budget to consider as well. But that's how I would handle both buy and sell side leads. But when it comes to investors, community owners, B2B relationships that you're trying to build, you can just purchase a list of those people and their contact information and do the standard play of calling them and just asking them what kinds of opportunities they'd be open to, what kind of business relationships they'd be open to starting, right? Like I'm down to AI this whole thing and like run it through something that we got going on, but it seems like the traditional play of purchasing the data for those B2B people and just starting to call them up and then building the list of leads through paid ads for buy and sell side would be the way that I would do it if I were in your shoes. That kind
I
of,
got I got a question.
Yeah.
yeah.
So when you're dealing with your normal with manufacturers and you're dealing with community stuff like that, your qualified leads, are
Mhm.
they telling you that, hey, we're looking to purchase a mobile home and move it to private land, or we're looking to purchase and move to a park? Are you able to get that drilled down that granular on it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So a dealer will come to us and say, we don't work with anybody unless they have land. And I say, great. We're not going to advertise in a way that attracts people that don't have land. And we'll ask the questions up front, like, do you have land or not? And then if they say
Right.
no, the dealer gets to decide, like, we're not going to reach out to this person. It is as simple as asking the question. And also, the advertisements that you put out, the copywriting, which is literally like the writing of the ads that you do, needs to call out to the specific person you're trying to sell to. For example, we just launched a campaign in somewhere in Kentucky. I don't really know. They all kind of blend together nowadays, but the point is the first line of the ad is landowners in XYZ city. And it's like the only person that's going to stop is somebody that owns land in that city. And we have ads that say the surrounding cities in the 50-mile radius that they want to advertise. And we're just running those ads, calling out to those landowners. And then we talk about if you're looking for an affordable house, we have single wide starting at this. We have da, 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 da. But the call out is the most important part there because the only people, hopefully, that are going to respond to that advertisement are the people that you're speaking to specifically. And then we ask those questions again. That's like a second layer of qualification because some people are going to come through and say, yeah, I don't have land, but I do want a mobile home. And then the dealer can decide from there what to do. But the point is, we get maybe 30% of the leads that come through those ads are people that have land, which doesn't sound high, but we did 600 leads last month. So whatever, 30%. of 600 is. It's like those are all landowners in that area that they want to sell to. And that call out is the thing that gets that done. So
So it sounds like you're being very specific as to your obviously target clientele, which that's kind of what I was going with earlier when I said end buyers for this and then mobile home park owners. And no one pitch fits all,
yeah.
so that's great to hear. Obviously, it's the way you're working here. But so do you have an estimate of from the time that you get these leads to, or better yet, let me back up one. If we were to say, let's run with this, let's go ahead and get some leads going. What is the
Mhm.
typically time frame from saying go to I start seeing leads?
Yeah. Leads come in as soon as your ads start running. That's
Okay.
if they don't, there's something wrong. And like when we communicate that with you, like, hey, Facebook's got us blocked for some reason, or your bank blocked Facebook charges, which happens. But we have leads coming in day one. And generally speaking, with all of our follow-up AI stuff that we got going on in our system, you're going to get inbound calls from people as well that are calling, interested in taking that next step. And then our training is like from call to
Mm,
appointment. Like here's your script to get them to that next step in the chain, if it makes sense. But
right.
yeah, leads immediately. Usually appointments by the end of the first week with qualified buyers or sellers in your case. And then typically for like deals to happen for you guys, it's a lot faster than our dealership clients, community clients, because people are ready to move on that
Sure.
kind of a deal a lot faster. They're like, yeah, I want to get out of this house. Like, I want this off my land, so on and so forth. We have one client that does a similar business model to you guys, and
Okay.
it was kind of like it was kind of our test into that side of things. And we've been working with him for, let me see, we've been working with Nolan for probably a month now. We don't do any of his purchasing leads. Like if he's out looking for homes, he's still doing that himself. But anybody that we're running ads for people that want to buy one of his homes, he fixes and flips and sells. He doesn't do the rentals, but similar to what you guys are doing. Um,
What is the conversion percentage that you're typically seeing?
yeah, it's a good question. A good conversion rate is anywhere from like 3 to 5%. So out of 100 leads, you're going to get 3 to 5 deals usually. But there are things that we can't control in that, right? So on our system, let me think of a good example. Both ends of the spectrum here. We got this campaign that launched in Kentucky that I mentioned. He sold 5 houses already, and it's been, I don't know, less than a month for him. And that team, it's a team of killer salespeople, right? So like you could send them people that are kind of on the fence, and they could convince them to buy a house. If somebody's going to buy a house and they go in there, they can get them across the finish line. And then we have another client in Texas that it took 3 months for him to land a sale because it's just him and he couldn't handle the volume, and also he is running the entire business. But the
Every hat.
margin, yeah, exactly. But the margin in this business is so good that he's still over the moon because month 3 he closed 3 houses, and that paid for the
Okay.
entire thing and more, right? So, um, really the percentage of conversions depends on the ability of the salesperson on the end of the like at the end of the day. I can send you as many leads and appointments as humanly possible, but if you can't close them, then you know, um,
Got it. Got it.
yeah,
So, based on what you know about me and Mark now, what is the biggest suggestion or the best suggestion you can give us as to what we should go with? Yes, earlier you asked the question, and we use Facebook Marketplace. That's the
sure.
number one place to post really homes for sale or for rent.
Mm,
Sometimes we'll browse through Craigslist a little bit here. It's a hit and miss, really, with Craigslist.
yeah,
I think there's more scam going on there than actual deals being posted,
yeah.
but
Right.
so using just Facebook and some of the other social media sites, which obviously is not your main go-to, what would you suggest?
I guess I'll hit you with another question.
Sure.
With Marketplace, what is the what's the experience like with those leads? Like what's it like when somebody hits the is this still available button, or are they answering? Like how many of them are like tell me about your experience using Marketplace.
I know you've heard the word ghost.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would say it's up there. It's probably 40, 50% of some people hit it. I mean, I don't know if that's by mistake or it's
Yeah.
just, but a lot of them that do send the first message. They'll conversate a little bit with their agents and then they just gone.
Yeah. Okay.
So and it's so many happening that it's almost hard to keep up with. Let's go back to number one and follow up.
Yes, I was going to ask, what's the
Right.
follow-up like? Like how are you managing that, if at all?
Yeah, I mean, or I have 7 agents that work for me. They all
Wow.
post on social media, and
Okay.
they will follow up as much as they can. But again, it's so many leads coming in that it's almost hard to keep up because Facebook Marketplace. I mean, it's really a personal. It's like you're having a chat conversation with a buddy. So once they
Yeah, it's
start
Messenger.
trickling down,
Yeah.
you got to
Mhm.
scroll to
Right.
who was that guy, kind of keep up. So it's not a real platform to keep up with leads.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
here's my recommendation for you. You need a CRM. You need a way to keep track of all of the leads that are coming in, where they are in the sales process, which is ideally a sales pipeline. We can get into that. That's a part of what we've built for dealers, communities, and can be adapted to what you guys are doing as well. And on the front end for your lead generation, you need to not, I mean, Marketplace is great, don't turn it off, but you need a way to collect actual actionable customer data, right?
Mhm.
So name, email, phone number, and those qualifying questions that I mentioned, you're going to pay for it, right? You're going to pay per lead, you're going to pay Mark Zuckerberg to run those ads, but you
Mm,
also have a cost associated with Marketplace, right? Like you got agents, they're out there doing work, posting things. There's a cost associated with that lead
sure.
gen. And then if you just look at it as I'm gonna start running these, and there's an acceptable cost over here to test it and see how it's gonna work. And then the beauty of that is you're collecting again name, email, phone number, which is information that you can use to market to those people on into the future, right? I'm sure you guys have had instances where somebody's like, I'm going to be ready in 6 months, 12 months, whatever. And they see your listings again and they come back around and then they're like, yeah, I'm ready now, but they weren't ready whenever, they were in a lease or they were saving up for the down payment or whatever. And what the collecting the name, email, phone number does for you is it gives you a direct line of contact with them to say every month, like, hey, how we doing? You said you had to talk to your wife about it. Where are we at on that? Right? You can do all of those things at scale without having to do it by scrolling back through Messenger, right?
Sure.
So for us, I'll just run you through a quick example. We generated leads for this client in Louisiana. They had 2,000 leads over the course of, I don't know, 4 months, something like that. And these are all name, email, phone number, plus all those questions. And they came to us and said, we want to run a special for Memorial Day red tag sale. And I said, awesome. We have a ton of leads. There's going to be buyers in there. All we did is we sent 10, 15 texts to that entire list saying,
Mm,
hey, 1 day sale on the 24th, come on down. They got 30 appointments for that day, right?
wow.
30 appointments in a single day from leads that they generated already that they weren't going to talk to again, right? They were done following up cold leads. We all we did was just say, we have this thing. It's a good reason for you to come down and buy. And I think they sold 3 or 4 houses that day. So the contact information is the gold. So my recommendation, run paid ads to a CRM that has some automations built in there to make your life easier, and then follow up with all those leads forever and ever and ever. So,
So here's what I'm going to do. And I do this, through our coaching, GMHU. And it's like, I never like to really tell any of our, I call them students, and student investors, it's about a system, a program, a strategy, unless I use it and I know for a fact that it works.
sure.
So for you listeners out there, if you're watching this video shortly after or later on, we are going to go ahead and I guess sign up with Duncan. I want to see what he can do for us and just run with it. I want to see all these leads. So my when I'm hearing you say these things, I'm kind of glad I have 7 agents because they can
Yeah.
handle the manpower. I hope. Let's hope on that. Well, we
Yeah.
may need to get we may need to get the Mark to help us do some calls as well, maybe if that
Yeah.
happens. But the goal is I want to see how this plays out. This is new too. Like I said, I follow your channel for a while and I've seen, and it's kind of like, well, you're more targeted to dealerships, but it sounds like you can be some help to us. So
Yeah.
we're going to do that, run with it. Mark, is there anything else you want to ask Doug before we let him go?
Yeah, Duncan, I mean, I'm assuming you're casting a national net on when you're doing this, correct? Or are you targeting specific areas?
We
Great
target
question.
wherever for clients where I'm running ads for myself to the whole country to get dealers as clients for us. But for our clients, they tell us where they're comfortable selling a home, right? They're like, we
Right.
only want to set a house within 50 miles. And I say, great, that's where we'll show your ads. We can be very specific about where they go. Um,
And do they give you an option of both new and used inventory, or is it just primarily new homes?
It depends. Some clients have new and used. We like it when they have new and used because there's a lot more people coming in that are, because we're at the lower end of the market, right? People are
Sure.
looking for affordable homes. Most people that come in are more a fit for used homes. And then they have that kind of first time home buyer, retiree market that want a new one in a park or on their land. So it's a mix of both.
Okay.
Yep.
No, I can't wait to get started. Like I
Yeah.
said, we're going to connect with you. I want to jump on a call after the fact and just kind of go over a few things. But this is great. And look, for all of you following our channel, it's like that's what we talk about, so many moving parts. Just talking to
Hmm.
Duncan, he's opening up all these things that are going just in getting leads. We talked to Mark and he starts talking about all these things that go with the rehab of material, with the cost, with the budgeting, which he's working on some big things, by the way. Coaching program is coming soon. But that being said, is everybody that comes to our podcast here has something to offer, something that everybody can benefit from. So connect with us. This call is great. I love to keep Duncan here for another 30 minutes, just pick his brain, but I'm sure he's busy. We're busy. So we're going to move on. Stay tuned to the next podcast and stay tuned to some of these. I'm going to be, Duncan, I'm going to be sharing some of these leads as you're bringing them on just throughout social media. Kind of like this is our experience, if you will.
Great. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
here for it. Yeah, the nice thing about marketing, when it works is that you get to brag about it on the internet. So I'm looking forward to crushing it for you, and you showing everybody else how well it works and, just growing. Here's the last thought I'll leave you with. My favorite thing in the world is building mousetraps that like print money. That's how I got into marketing. Like I fell in love with doing it for my own business, that I had, that production company, and realized that I liked the process of building the system more than I liked doing photo and video for local clients. So I was like, why don't I just do that? That seems like a good skill. And that's what I'm here to do and looking forward to building it for you and would love to build it for anybody that's interested.
I'm debating changing this podcast name to what you just said. You,
Ah,
you said mousetraps. So let's escape the rat race by creating cash mousetraps.
ooh, that's good. Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
Well, awesome, man. Thank you for coming, Mark. It's always great to have you on here as well. We'll connect, I'm sure,
Absolutely.
for our next podcast. And till next time, thank you all for watching.